Have you noticed your grocery bill climbing lately? Or that filling up your gas tank seems to cost a small fortune? Maybe your rent went up even though nothing about your apartment changed. If you feel like you're spending more but not getting more, you're not imagining it. Your money is literally shrinking. Today, we're going to talk about why your dollar just does not stretch as far as it used to. We're breaking down inflation, what it is, why it happens, and most importantly, what you can do about it to protect your financial future. Let's get into it. So, what exactly is inflation? In the simplest terms, inflation is the rate at which the general level of prices for goods and services is rising, and as a result, the purchasing power of your money is falling. Think of it this way: when inflation is high, each dollar you have buys a smaller percentage of a good or service. Your money doesn't just vanish into thin air, but its value, its ability to buy things, diminishes over time. It's a silent force that can have a huge impact on your savings, your budget, and your overall financial health if you don't understand how it works. That's why we're demystifying it today, so you can feel empowered instead of confused. Let's use a really simple example to make this crystal clear. Imagine that last year, your favorite burger from the local spot cost exactly $10. You could walk in with a $10 bill and walk out with a delicious meal. Now, fast forward to this year. You go to the same spot, order the same burger, but the price on the menu is now $11. The burger hasn't changed, your $10 bill hasn't changed, but the price has. That $1 increase represents a 10% inflation rate for that specific burger. Now, imagine this happening not just with burgers, but with your coffee, your car, your clothes, and your rent year after year. This slow, steady increase is how your hard-earned savings can lose value over time if they are not growing at a rate that is at least keeping up with inflation. It's not about having less money. It's about your money having less power. So, why does this happen? Why do prices seem to be on a constant upward trend? Well, the causes of inflation are complex, and economists often debate the exact mix of factors, but it usually boils down to a few key drivers. First, there's increased demand. When everyone wants to buy more stuff than is available, sellers can raise prices. This is often called demand pull inflation. Then there's cost push inflation, which happens when it becomes more expensive to produce goods. This could be due to rising costs for raw materials, higher energy prices, or increases in wages for workers. Supply chain disruptions or shortages can also play a huge role. If there's less of something available, whether it's computer chips or wheat, the price for what's left tends to go up. Finally, government policies and the amount of money circulating in the economy can also fuel inflation. It's a complicated web of factors, but the end result for you and me is simple: things just cost more. Okay, we've talked about the what and the why, but let us get to the most important part. How does inflation actually affect you in your day-to-day life? The impact is everywhere. It hits your essential expenses first and hardest. Your rent or mortgage payment likely goes up. The cost of food at the grocery store rises, meaning your weekly budget doesn't stretch as far. Your utility bills for electricity and heating increase. Transportation costs, especially gas, can become a major strain. Even things like insurance premiums and healthcare costs tend to creep up. The real problem arises when these costs increase faster than your income. If prices are rising by 5%, but your salary only goes up by 2%, you're effectively getting a pay cut in terms of what you can afford. Your lifestyle slowly shrinks, and you might have to cut back on things you enjoy or find it harder to save for your goals. This is why understanding inflation isn't just an academic exercise, it's crucial for managing your personal finances. So it can feel a little bit discouraging, right? Prices go up and it feels like there's nothing you can do. While you can't single-handedly control the national inflation rate, you absolutely can control how you respond to it to protect your money. You have options. The most powerful long-term strategy is investing. Historically, the stock market has provided returns that outpace inflation over the long run. Keeping all your money in cash is like leaving it on a treadmill that's going backward. You might also look into high-yield savings accounts, which offer better interest rates than traditional savings accounts, helping to offset some of inflation's effects on your emergency fund. Another proactive step is to focus on building your skills to increase your income potential. The more valuable you are in the job market, the more leverage you have to negotiate raises that keep up with or beat inflation. Don't be afraid to negotiate your recurring bills. Budget carefully to see where your money is going, and consciously avoid lifestyle creep, which is the tendency to increase your spending as your income rises. Now, during times of high inflation, it's easy to feel anxious and make decisions based on fear. Let's cover a few common mistakes to avoid. First, don't hoard all your money in cash for the long term. As we discussed, inflation will eat away at its value. While you need a solid emergency fund and an easily accessible account, excess cash loses purchasing power every single day. Second, avoid panic buying. This applies to everything from groceries to speculative assets like trendy stocks or cryptocurrencies. Making rash decisions based on hype or fear is a recipe for financial trouble. Third, don't ignore your budget. In fact, this is when your budget becomes your best friend. It helps you stay in control and make conscious spending choices. Also, be very careful about taking on new high-interest debt like credit card debt. When inflation is high, interest rates often are too, making that debt even more expensive to pay off. And finally, be extra wary of get-rich-quick schemes that promise impossibly high returns. They prey on people's financial anxieties. The best path forward is to stay calm, stay disciplined, and stick to a sound financial plan. Inflation can feel like an invisible tax that shrinks your money. But knowledge and a solid plan can help you grow your wealth and secure your future. Thanks for tuning in to Financial Essentials. If you found this breakdown helpful, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe for more money basics explained simply. We'll see you in the next one.